Ever opened a grammar textbook and felt your soul just leave your body? You stare at a page full of rules about past perfect continuous, and your brain just goes completely blank. It feels like a chore, like homework you never wanted.
Or what about this? You're watching a movie in English. You're trying so hard to keep up, but the characters are talking a million miles an hour. You catch a word here and there, love, money, dragon, but you have no idea what's actually happening. It's so frustrating. You just wanted to relax and enjoy a film.
We know that feeling so well. It's the feeling of being stuck on the outside, looking in. My student, Javier, told me he spent a year trying to learn with news articles. He was so bored and overwhelmed. He said, "Ethan, I can tell you about international politics, but I can't ask a stranger for directions to the bathroom without panicking."
Aw, that's such a common story. And it breaks our hearts because learning English isn't supposed to feel like a punishment. It's supposed to be an adventure. So today, we are going to fix that. We're throwing away the boring textbooks and revealing a method that is not only incredibly effective, but also genuinely fun.
We're talking about learning English with children's stories. And before you say, wait, aren't those for kids? Trust us, this is one of the most powerful language learning secrets out there. Today, we'll show you why it works, the biggest mistakes to avoid, and a simple 4-step system to turn story time into fluency time.
And stick around because our third tip today is a total game changer. It will save you at least 10 minutes of study time every single day. Let's get started.
Okay, so why children's stories? It sounds a little silly at first, right? But think about it. How did you learn your first language?
Your parents didn't hand you a grammar book. They told you stories. They pointed at a dog and said, "Doggy." They read you simple books with big, bright pictures. Your brain is already wired to learn language this way, through context, emotion, and repetition.
Exactly. Children's stories are masterpieces of simple, effective communication. The sentences are shorter. The vocabulary is practical. It's about food, family, feelings, daily actions. It's the core language you need for real conversations.
This isn't just about memorizing words. This is about rediscovering the joy of learning. It's about that magical feeling when you finish a whole book in English for the first time, even a short one, and you actually understood it. That feeling builds incredible confidence.
It's a huge confidence boost, and it connects directly to your real-life goals. This isn't just about grammar, it's about finally understanding your favorite pop songs. It's about being able to read a bedtime story to your kids in English. It's about texting your international friends or even your crush without spending 20 minutes on Google Translate worrying you sound like a robot.
The text message panic is real. We've all been there. Learning with stories makes the language feel warm and human again. It puts the heart back into it. You're not just learning rules. You're connecting with characters and emotions. And that connection is what makes the language stick in your brain.
So, if you've ever felt overwhelmed, bored, or stupid while learning English, we want you to know it wasn't your fault. It was the method. Today, you're not just learning, you're joining the DialogueBoost family, and we're giving you a better way.
All right, before we jump into our 4-step method, we need to talk about the traps. Because a lot of learners try this and give up, and it's usually because they make one of these 3 common mistakes.
Mistake number 1 is a big one: being a passive reader. This is when you just read the words on the page without actually engaging with them. My student, Sarah from Korea, fell right into this trap.
Oh, tell us about Sarah.
Sarah was so motivated. She decided to read one simple English story every single day. After 2 months, she had read 60 books. Amazing, right? But when we had a conversation, she was still struggling. She couldn't form sentences. I asked her, Sarah, what did you do when you were reading? And she said, I just read. She never wrote anything down, never said the words out loud, never tried to use the vocabulary. She was consuming, not creating.
That's such a key distinction. It's like watching a cooking show for 60 days, but never once picking up a knife or turning on the stove. You might know what a perfect cake looks like, but you have no idea how to bake it. Reading passively gives you a false sense of progress. We'll show you how to be an active reader in a bit.
Okay, mistake number 2. This is the running before you can walk problem. Learners here read a book, and they immediately go for Harry Potter or The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I see this all the time. A student named Marco did this. He loved the Harry Potter movies and thought the books would be perfect. He bought the first one, opened it to page 1, and was immediately faced with a sentence like, Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much.
For a beginner, that's a mountain. There are cultural references, sarcasm, complex sentence structure. Marco told me he spent 30 minutes on the first page and only understood half of it. He felt so defeated that he didn't pick up an English book again for 6 months.
We know this feels demoralizing. The goal is to build momentum, not hit a wall. You need to start with books where you already understand about 80 to 90% of the words. We're talking about books for very young children at first. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Brown bear, what do you see? It might feel silly, but it works. You get quick wins that build your confidence to move on to slightly harder books. It's all about building that confidence ladder.
Okay, which brings us to mistake number 3, and this one is sole. It's ignoring the visual context. My student Maria from Spain kept doing this. She was reading a picture book about a sad dog. The picture clearly showed the dog crying with his ears down.
Oh, poor doggy.
Right, and the text said the dog was feeling blue. Maria ignored the picture and went straight to her translator app. She typed in feeling blue. Her app told her the literal translation, which in Spanish is about the color blue. She was so confused. Why is the dog a color? She asked me.
That's a perfect example. She missed the idiom because she was focused only on the words, not the big picture. Literally. The illustrations in children's books are your secret weapon. They give you clues. They show you the meaning of verbs and adjectives. A picture of a boy jumping next to the word jump is a more powerful teacher than any dictionary definition.
So true. Your brain connects the image and the word directly. But here's what most learners miss. This trains you to think in English. When you rely on translation, you're taking a detour. You go English to your language to meaning. When you use pictures, you go English to meaning. It's faster and more natural.
So, to recap, the 3 big mistakes are 1. Passive reading, just consuming without creating. 2. Choosing a book that's too hard, killing your motivation. 3. Ignoring the pictures, missing out on your biggest learning tool.
Avoid these, and you're already halfway to success. Now let's get to the good part, the step-by-step system that puts it all together.
Okay, this is the core of our lesson today. We call it the 4-step story learning cycle. It turns any children's story into a powerful English lesson. It's simple, it's active, and it's fun.
Let's use a classic example everyone knows, The 3 Little Pigs. So you've got your book. Here's step 1, the discovery pass. For this first step, your only job is to read the story from beginning to end for pleasure. That's it. Don't stop. Don't look up words. Don't grab a dictionary. Your mission is to understand the main idea, the gist of the story. Use the pictures, feel the flow.
This step is so important for your mindset. You're not studying. You're an explorer, discovering a new world. You're just enjoying the journey. You might only understand 70% of it, and that's perfectly fine. You'll see 3 pigs, a wolf, and some houses. You'll get the basic story. This is your low-pressure entry point.
Okay, once you've done that, you're ready for step 2, the detective pass. Now you read the story again, but this time you have your notebook and a pen. You are a detective looking for clues. Your goal is to identify and circle no more than 5 to 7 new words or phrases.
Wait, Ethan, let me jump in here because the number is super important. Why only 5 to 7?
Great question. It's because our brains can't effectively learn 20 new words at once. If you try to learn everything, you'll remember nothing. By limiting yourself, you focus your energy on high-value vocabulary that you can actually remember and use.
So, for the 3 little pigs, you might circle words like straw, sticks, bricks, the phrase huff and puff, and maybe the word chimney. Now you can look them up. Write the word and a simple definition in English if you can, or draw a little picture next to it. For bricks, you can just draw a little rectangle. This builds that direct English to meaning connection we talked about.
Precisely. Now for step 3. And this is the tip we promised you, the one that's a total game changer. This is the shadowing pass.
This is where the magic really happens. Shadowing means you listen to the audio of the story and speak it at the same time, just a split second behind the narrator. If you don't have an audiobook, you can just read it out loud yourself.
So for the famous line, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, you don't just read it silently, you say it out loud. Try to copy the wolf's angry, deep voice. In a deep, dramatic voice, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down.
I love it. When the pig is scared, use a high, squeaky voice. This feels playful, but you are doing 3 things at once. 1, improving your listening skills. 2, practicing your pronunciation and rhythm. 3, connecting vocabulary to emotion.
This is why it saves you time. You're combining listening, speaking, and vocabulary practice into one activity. It's incredibly efficient. This step moves the language from your eyes to your mouth. It builds muscle memory for speaking English. This is your speaking superhero. When you do this, you're really learning. High five!
Okay, we have one final crucial step. Step 4 is the storyteller pass. Now it's your turn to be the creator. Close the book, put it away, and now summarize the story in your own words. You can do this in 2 ways. Speak it out loud to yourself, your pet, or a friend, or write it down in a journal.
This is the ultimate test. It forces you to take all those new words, bricks, huff and puff, chimney, and actively use them. Your summary doesn't have to be perfect. It can be super simple. There are 3 pigs. 1 pig builds a house with straw. The wolf
blows it down.
Yes, that simple summary is a huge victory. You are taking passive knowledge and making it active. You're not just a reader anymore, you are a storyteller. This is the step that builds real fluency. I literally cried once when a student sent me his first one-paragraph summary. He was so proud, and I was so proud of him. It's a beautiful moment.
So, let's quickly recap the cycle. 1. Discovery pass. Read for fun and the main idea. 2. Detective pass. Find 5 to 7 new words and investigate them. 3. Shadowing pass. Read it out loud to practice speaking. 4. Storyteller pass. Summarize the story to make the language yours.
If you follow these 4 steps, even for just 15 to 20 minutes a day with a simple story, your progress will skyrocket. But wait, a lot of students ask me, okay, I did this. I know the word brick, but how do I actually use it in a real conversation without freezing?
Ah, the classic knowing versus using problem. This is such an important question that we're going to do a deep dive on it right now. How do you move a word from your passive vocabulary to your active vocabulary?
Okay, let's define these terms. Your passive vocabulary is all the words you recognize when you read or hear them. For most learners, this is a huge list of words. Your active vocabulary is the words you can actually use yourself when you speak or write. This list is usually much, much smaller.
The goal of any good learner is to constantly move words from the passive list to the active list. The storyteller pass, step 4, is the first step. But let's get more specific. Let's role play this. Emily, you be the coach. I'll be a learner, Alex, who has just learned the story of the 3 little pigs.
Perfect. Okay, action. So, Alex, you learned some great words from the story. Tell me about your house. What is it made of?
My house is, good. It is strong. The walls are white.
That's a great start. You used strong. I love that word. In the story, what were the houses made of? Can you remember those words?
Straw, sticks, and bricks. Yes, bricks.
Exactly, bricks. Is your house made of bricks?
Yes. My house is made of bricks.
Beautiful. See, you knew the word, you just needed a little push to use it. Now, let's try another one. Remember the phrase huff and puff. It means to breathe very heavily, usually because you're angry or tired. Can you think of a time you might huff and puff?
But this word is for a wolf. It scares me. It feels weird for me to use it.
I understand. Let's tackle that fear together. It's not just for wolves. For example, after I run up a lot of stairs, I am huffing and puffing. What about you? Do you ever run for the bus?
Oh, yes. This morning, I ran for the bus. I was huffing and puffing.
Yes, you got it. That's the perfect way to use it. And scene.
Wow, that was really helpful. Did you see what happened there? Emily, as the coach, didn't just give me the word. She asked questions that forced me to retrieve it from my memory.
And for the phrase that felt weird, huff and puff, I had to give you a new personal context, running for the bus. Once you connect a new word to your life, your memories, it becomes an active word.
it becomes yours.
This is the key. To activate a word, you have to personalize it. Take your list of 5 to 7 words from the story. For each word, create a sentence about your own life. Brick: the university near my house is made of red bricks. Straw: I don't like plastic straws in my drink. Even if the meaning is different, it helps. Blow down: the wind was so strong, I was afraid it would blow down the small tree in my garden.
This is how you build bridges from the story world to your world. It's the most effective way to ensure you don't just recognize words, but that you can actually use them with confidence in a real conversation. We know this takes effort, but this is the work that creates real, lasting fluency.
Okay, theory is great, but practice is better. Are you ready to try this with us right now? Let's do a quick interactive drill.
All right, it's your turn. We're going to put a short paragraph on the screen from another wonderful children's book, Where the Wild Things Are, by Maurice Sendak. We'll walk you through the 4-step cycle with it.
Okay, step 1, the discovery pass. Just read it. Get the main idea, okay? You see a boy, Max, and his room is changing into a forest. Simple.
Now for step 2, the detective pass. We want you to find just 3 new words here. We'll even help you. Let's choose grew, ceiling, and vines.
Now, we want you to actually do this. Grab a piece of paper or open a notes app. Write those 3 words down. We'll give you simple definitions. Grew: the past tense of grow, to get bigger. Ceiling: the top surface of a room. Vines: long, climbing plants.
Pause the video right now and write those down. No, really, do it. We'll wait. Welcome back. Pausing now. You're doing amazing. Just by doing that, you've already learned more than someone who just passively read it.
Okay, time for step 3, the shadowing pass. I'm going to read the paragraph out loud. Your job is to read it with me. Ready? 3, 2, 1. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines, and the walls became the world all around.
Fantastic. How did that feel? Did you feel the magic in that sentence? Now for the final, most important step.
Step 4, the storyteller pass. We're going to take away the text. Now, try to explain what happened in your own words. Use at least one of the new words: grew, ceiling, or vines. Say it out loud right now.
It could be as simple as Max's room grew into a forest, or there were vines on the walls. Just try.
You did it! Whether it was easy or hard, you took a huge step. You moved from reading to speaking. That is a massive win.
We have covered so much today. We talked about why children's stories are such a powerful tool, the common mistakes to avoid, and our 4-step cycle for active learning.
But We hope you leave with more than just tips and tricks. We hope you feel a renewed sense of possibility. Learning English doesn't have to be a boring, frustrating chore. It can be filled with wonder, imagination, and joy.
Think about the feeling you just had during that drill, that small spark of success when you used a new word. That is what we want for you every single day. Today, you didn't just learn a new method, you gained the freedom to enjoy the process, freedom to connect with stories, and through them, connect with people.
You are not just learning English words anymore. You're building a bridge to new worlds, new cultures, and new friendships. You are becoming a storyteller in a new language. And that is an incredible, powerful thing.
We are so proud of you for spending this time with us today, working on your English. You are part of the DialogueBoost family now, and we're cheering for you every step of the way.
If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss our next lesson. And we have a question for you. What is your favorite children's story from your country? Leave a comment below. We would love to hear about them.
Thank you so much for watching. Keep reading, keep speaking, and remember to have fun.
Bye, everyone. Happy learning!